Oh, what's going on, people? It's your man, the YB, back once again. So, we got some breaking, but ain't gonna lie, it's not really breaking news. It's more like 3 days late news, but it's one of them YB ones, you best believe it. So, we got some breaking news right now regarding Prince Turki Sheikh Salman bin Mohammed Al Sheikh cancelling the Canelo Cinnamon Alvarez fight for Terence Crawford. Here we go. Peep this one here, people. Just wrapped up an important meeting now with my team, planning for the upcoming fights that we will make for 24-25. I decided to disregard the Cinnamon fight as I don't want it anymore. Instead, I'll be focusing for the US market with bigger fights, especially for the legend Crawford. Additionally, I will support making fights for Boots, Haney, Shakur, Ortiz, Anderson, Benavidez, Zepeda and more. Regarding Tim Tszyu, there's something unclear with the communications from his team with our team, so I believe I will reconsider his situation. And for the rest of the world, definitely I'm focusing on... Anyway, he waffle on about the rest of the cards, the Beterbiev Bivol card, the Fury Usyk card and the Dubois AJ card. The meat on the bones though, at this point in time, I mean, I can't lie. Carrot Top, I did the video the other day, Carrot Top's still asking for 150, so he don't want it. But it has to be said, I mean, people, let's call a spade here, yeah? To be fair to Carrot Top, to be fair to Cinnamon Bun, he's been consistent. He's been consistently saying the money needs to be right for Crawford. Yeah? And Turki's been consistently saying over the last X amount of months, we want Canelo, we want Canelo. Now, I don't think it's a coincidence. This tweet came out within 24 hours or certainly 48 hours after Crawford went life and death 50-50 with 7-1 underdog Madrimov. My point? It's easy at this point to say, a lot of cats are saying, well, Canelo don't want it, he overpricing himself. And that is, I mean, I did a video the other day, it's a fact. Canelo came out after the Crawford fight and said, Crawford's easy work, he lost, but I still want 150 mil for that fight, which is corny. But Canelo's been saying that. Canelo's been saying the money need to be right. So Canelo hasn't really changed. He a scary ass dude. Yeah, he a scary ass Cinnamon Bun. We know that. This video is about, though, why is Turki changed up? Is it a case of Turki's got tired of Carrot Top? I don't think so. Turki being tired of Carrot Top, yeah, isn't what's changed here. What's changed here is Crawford versus Madrimov. Yeah? Because even if Cinnamon Bun steady ducking, Turki could say, hey man, we're still on Carrot Top's neck. We're going to stay there. Because we just knocked out Madrimov. We need that Carrot Top. We need it bad. Yeah? Me and Crawford... We steady staying in Saudi Arabia. We can't even sleep. Yeah? Turki's putting the bars out of, hey man, me and Crawford, we be posted in Saudi, sleeping in the same bed together. We can't get a wink of sleep. Yeah, do you know how expensive the mattresses that Turki and Terence be sleeping on? And they still can't get a lick of sleep. Why? All they can think about is Cinnamon Bun. So you could have kept with the pressure. Yeah? Turki could still make all these fights and do the Boots and do the Haney. If Cinnamon Bun don't want it, he don't want it. You can still apply pressure to him though, right? Keep the pressure on him, punking him about how you don't want to fight a 154 pounder. And at the same time, still do all these things. So my question is, why has Turki completely dropped the Carrot Top fight? I'll tell you why. Crawford went life and death. I mean, it makes it obvious here. I've decided to disregard the Canelo fight. That came again within 24 hours. Not people... Who here thinks, if Crawford had gone in there, yeah, and tore that ass up with Madrimov, who here thinks Turki would have been disregarding that? I don't. Like most of us, people, call a spade here. 2 weeks ago, I told you Crawford will go in there, he'd touch Carrot Top all over, and Carrot Top looked silly. I'd have told you Carrot Top would have looked even sillier than he did with Floyd. But all of us, everyone who ain't a Terence Crawford man fan, yeah, if we're honest with ourselves, no one's really looking for the Carrot Top fight now like that. Come on now, people, stop. After the Spence fight, we all thought there was possibility. After that Madrimov fight, though, we're talking about another stone in weight, over a stone, another 14 pounds going up. It's like, oh, it's not as exciting as we thought it would be, because Crawford didn't even want to tangle with Madrimov. Madrimov categorically was scared to fight. Madrimov was scared to exchange, scared to fight, and Crawford didn't want to tangle with him. How are you going to tangle with Carrot Top plodding forward and whacking him if you don't want to tangle with Madrimov? Madrimov can't punch like that. He can't punch like that. He don't throw his hands. I'm not saying Canelo's the most active, yeah, but he will walk you down and whack you. That's what he will do. You never see Canelo walking someone down and then standing there for 8 rounds, just doing nothing. He's going to walk you down and whack you. Not a whole bunch of volume, but he's going to walk you down and whack you. Madrimov is going to walk you down, do the herky-jerky, and stand there like a muppet. Now Crawford's come out and said, well, I should have done this, I should have put it on him more. Well, it's a bit late now, right? I hate when the fighters do that. That's what turned me off for this Crawford fight. Don't be doing that. Don't be telling me you pound for pound number one. Don't be telling me you're the best since sliced bread. I'm not saying Crawford's the most arrogant yet, but let's call it a spade. He said he's the best. He said he got the IQ. So don't be going in there, doing nothing for 10, 11 rounds, having a good 12th round, and then saying, oh, I should have started early. I don't want to hear that. That's what preparation's for. That's what the rounds are for. You could have been... Crawford must have been known after 4 rounds, I ain't really doing nothing. Let's at least try. Crawford could have tried the 12th round in the 5th round, for example, right? Let's try something different. Yeah? Because for the whole fight, Crawford backpedaling, out looking like Shakur Sleepvinson. So for someone with an IQ and them skills, it would have been nice for him to say, okay, I've been backpedaling for 4 rounds now. Let me try a round. If it doesn't work, Crawford might have tried doing the round 12 and round 5, and he might have got touched and thought, you know what, it weren't worth it. But the thing is, he was doing all the Shakur Sleepvinson and getting touched anyway. Bosh. He got hit with 4 right hands in a row. Bosh, bosh. So he was getting hit anyway. It's not even like all that Shakur Sleepvinson bits he was doing for 11 rounds was doing the most. Yeah? So I didn't like hearing that from Crawford. I ain't trying to hear that. Oh, I should have done this, should have done that. No, yeah, you're right. You should have done that at the time, though. Yeah, it's all well and good after the fight when you're safe and the guy ain't in front of you. We can all say what we should have done, right? It's like me in a fight with someone, I lose and then say, oh, I should have knocked him out. Well, obviously. It's no good now, though, is it? Mr. IQ, Mr. Best Ever. I've said it. I thought Crawford was the best ever, but I'm sceptical now. His butt was flapping in there. That's the truth, man. His butt was flapping. His butt was flapping and he got busy. I mean, he won the fight for sure because Madrimov was even worse. Madrimov, he didn't want to fight at all. In that round 12 when Crawford was lighting up, Madrimov was clinging on and he didn't want to fight. So get Madrimov out of here with his big knockoff Habib looking out. So he didn't want to fight. So Crawford won, but still, to be fair to Madrimov, he 11 fights in. Crawford's the 40 fight, 50 fight dude, pound for pound dude. 39 million years old. You're supposed to know now. Yeah, and you in there. We all saw the video, a lot of us saw the video of Crawford schooling Shakur Sleepvinson on his fight when he fought that lawyer looking ass, Artem, the other week. And Crawford was saying, yeah, you were doing the foot pressure, but you weren't letting your hands go. It's like, bro, that's what you was doing. Well, you weren't doing no foot pressure. You was just backpedaling and not letting your hands go. Looking like Adrian Broner. I ain't gonna lie to you. Terence Crawford looked like Adrian Broner in there. Until round 12. Too late then. I hate when fighters do that, man. Don't be doing that. Andy Ruiz the same type of guy. He go in there, do nothing for 11 rounds. Sorry. He did about 3-4 rounds, then did nothing for 8 rounds, or 7 rounds, and then round 12 he trying to be busy. Don't be doing that, man. They call that Sammy Saver where I'm from. Ain't no one trying to watch Sammy Saver. Yeah? People who go into a training session, yeah, do the first few. Let's say you got 10 reps. People who go into a training session, yeah, and they do the first 3 or 4 proper. Then they take 5 off, then they do the last one. That's called Sammy Saver. Get them out of here. And no one trying to watch that. And no one trying to watch someone politics so they can do a good last round. Especially not the pound for pound number 1, the Anuaki. That was whack. Yeah? Now people can say, well, YB Crawford can learn from that. Come on, bro. You 40 years old. No, you shook. Yeah? Learning from things is like when you're early in your career. You must have been learned. And the fact you knew to do it in round 12, why couldn't you have started in round 7? That's the question. Anyway. My point is, people, I believe Turkey's... I don't know what Crawford... I mean, Would Crawford take the Canelo fight? Why not? It's like a $50 million fight. Who ain't... Everyone we know, I'd take that fight. I'd get in there and get my cherry popped by a cinnamon bun, for sure, right? So it's not really a big feat to say Crawford would take it. There's not a man on this earth who wouldn't get in there with cinnamon bun. Really? How many of you, man, ain't going to get in there for 10, 20, 30 mil? We all are going to get in there and get our cherry popped by cinnamon bun. That's what will happen. I'll get straight in there, get popped, and I'll take my 30 million. That's what will happen. So we can't really say Crawford still wants it. My question is, where Turkey getting his attitude from? Turkey don't want it because he see, that'll be Crawford's ass. Yeah? And that's why Turkey's saying here, the legend Crawford. The legend Crawford. So he's still trying to... Notice that Turkey's talking about Crawford versus all the 154 guys. Ortiz, Zoo. You see them ones there? That's what he's trying to do now. So he's down-rated, because he could have mentioned some 160 cats or 168 cats. At least set the scene for Carrot Top. He ain't doing that. And I have to agree with Turkey. No one, at this point in time, Crawford now, he need to show some. If I'm honest. Yeah, I was the first one to be banging a drum for Crawford versus Cinnamon Bun. But now it's like, you can't pressure for a Cinnamon Bun fight 2 weights above with that kind of performance. You just can't. You just can't. I'm sorry. Not in my world. So what Crawford need to do, he need to get his ass in there with someone like a Zoo, who's still light in the back, but he's got that a Zoo or an Ortiz who have got that Canelo pressureness about them, and tear their ass up. Because Madrimov, he was a tricky guy. He wasn't punching, which makes it hard to hit. He was just moody with the feet, moody with the hands. So is much more awkward than Canelo. He's much more awkward than Tim Tszyu. He's much more awkward than Virgil Ortiz. But Crawford now need to, all due respect, forget about you, Turkey, right? Forget about Canelo right now. You ain't in that conversation right now, Crawford. You need to go in there with a Tim Tszyu or Virgil Ortiz and tear their ass up and say, hey man, that other Madrimov was moody, but you see what I do to people like Tim Tszyu who come walking forward like Carrot Top would. That's what I need to see right now. Because you're only as good as your last performance, and that was whack. I ain't gonna lie, it was whack. Tired, man. It was Shakur Sleepvinson-esque. It just was. We can sit here and cap and say, no, YB, it's Crawford. No. You man do that thing, I don't do that thing. If you're banging, you're banging. When you were in there, Errol Spence, that was banging. You fell off. That's the bottom line, from a casual fan's point of view like myself. You fell off. I can't sit here and... A lot of these goofy pseudo-boxing heads say stuff like, man, only the casual fans say that fight was boring. You know, them ones there. People like Paulie Malignaggi, Sean Porter, obviously they're good boxers, but they want to be like the commentator class. Yeah, well, casual fans didn't enjoy it, but if you're a connoisseur of the game, then you saw, come on, it was whack. Yeah, you had Madrimov just jumping around like a jippo. Then you had Crawford in there with his butt twitching, backpedaling, looking like Shakur Sleepvinson. That's just not. It wasn't that much. People, I've always said this. IQ, is about hitting someone and not getting hit. It's not about getting hit 4 times with a right hand. Yeah? It's not about not throwing your hands. Both fighters in that fight didn't want to throw their hands. That's not pugilist. Pugilist would be, hey man, they was both using their IQ to get shots off. Crawford was just backpedaling, jabbing and missing most of the time. Madrimov was, I don't know what he was doing. He was on some neck shit. That's the truth. Anyway, I want to show you some more evidence to prove that Turkey thinks that Crawford's fell off. Listen to this interview here. This interview, was 4 days ago during the show. You can see the Miller. This was before the Miller and Ruiz fight, Turkey's interviewed. Look how hard Turkey still is for Canelo.
Are we going to see Terence Crawford versus Canelo?
As I tell before to the ESPN, I give him the offer. If he's smart, he will accept it.
So just so we're clear, so everyone understands, you've already sent an offer to Canelo to fight Terence Crawford if Terence Crawford wins tonight.
But if he doesn't, I want Ortiz.
You want Ortiz? Virgil Ortiz.
So you heard there. Yeah? 2 hours before the Madrimov fight, Turki ain't saying, nah, forget about Carrot Top. He still got a boner for that fight. As we all would have done, right? We all would have assumed Mr. 7-1. Crawford was favourite in that fight to get the stoppage. The most likely outcome for Crawford-Madrimov was not Crawford points, was not Madrimov points, it was Crawford stoppage. By quite a margin. Oops. So all of us are sitting there with this big hard boner in our hand, waiting for Crawford to do some, and he go in there, he fell off. His big chance. Turki put this whole moody show on for him and he fell off. That's the truth. The Spence fight was Spence and Crawford. This show was all about Crawford, and I'm sorry, but he didn't rise to the occasion. He should have started that round 12 business in round 5. He should have thought, you know what? The fans are booing. This is getting a little bit long in the tooth. Eminem here singing and shit. Let's get to work now. Let's put some risk on the line. He didn't do that, which is this. Yeah, it was lacking the old schoolness that I expected from Crawford. This fight was way too close for someone like Crawford. You understand, people? He's supposed to be that guy who go get it. The only reason he won that fight, in my opinion, merely is round 12. That was it. That was the winning round, essentially. Anyway, here's some more bars from Prince Turki. Halal Sheikh.
So many big fights coming up. You said that you've got, obviously, Artur Beterbiev versus Dimitri Bivol. We have Anthony Joshua versus Daniel Dubois. We have Alexander Usyk versus Tyson Fury. Inoue may be involved as well sometime soon.
Yeah, I said to you, Canelo, we are ready to February. Crawford ready, except
if we do Canelo versus Crawford, where are we going to do that fight?
Again, this is one interview, people. He said, Canelo accept. This is one interview an hour or two before the Crawford-Madrimov fight. Turki, he ain't saying, oh, forget about Carrot Top. He rock hard for Carrot Top. And then you see this bit here. This confirms that Turki had expectations of Crawford that weren't lived up to. And that's why Turki's... I mean, it's probably a combination. Yeah? The fact that Cinnamon Bun don't want it. But again, people, if Crawford had a smoke Madrimov, you can applying pressure's free. Yeah? Putting a video out every day saying, hey Cinnamon Bun, we sent you another email, you scary, you don't want to fight. That's free. So why completely forget about Cinnamon Bun for? Unless you think, who even knows, maybe Crawford, like Canelo said, and maybe rightfully so, Canelo said, Crawford knows why there's weight divisions now. And that is how it looked, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah? Crawford performed like he knew, ooh, this guy big, this guy my size. And I got some leaked information, but the weights came out of how much these guys weighed, and Crawford was actually a pound heavier than Madrimov on fight night. 169 pounds. So there's an argument, you know, that Crawford's just been massive his whole career, essentially. A big old bull. And he's actually fighting people his own. And I'm gonna call it a spade. Crawford looked about the same size as Madrimov in there. Yeah? Certainly 147. Crawford never should have been fighting less than 147, that's the truth. So he's fighting guys his own size now. He did well with Errol Spence. But that was, look at Sean Porter though. Sean Porter was all up in Crawford's grill. A washed up Sean Porter who weren't even really trading, and Crawford had some problems in that fight. He got the stoppage in the end, but Sean Porter quit. Yeah, but it weren't like it weren't one of them ones. It wasn't. So there's signs now. This is what it is. Bottom line, maybe I'm wrong, but Crawford, yeah, he needs to go in there with Virgil Ortiz or Tim Tszyu. That's the bottom line now. People talk about Fundora. Fundora can't fight like that though. Fundora lazy. He can't fight like that. Tim Tszyu can fight. I'm not sure. I haven't really watched Ortiz, but let's take Tim Tszyu. Tim Tszyu can fight. Tim Tszyu with the shits. He'll put it on you. He ain't there to take pictures and kiss babies. I think Crawford will win that fight, but again, we need to see it. Do you see what I'm saying? That we need to see Crawford knock Tim Tszyu out. Bottom line, to have any conversation about Cinnamon Bun, I need to see Crawford knock Tim Tszyu out. If you're in there going life and death with Tim Tszyu at 154, you can forget about Cinnamon Bun. You just can. Hate to break it to the Crawford stands. Hate to break it to the Crawford homosexuals. Just forget about it. You ain't going to do nizzle. You're just not with Cinnamon Bun. He's too big, too strong. He just plod forward. And I'm not being funny, but Crawford looked like he was slapping in there with Madrimov. He was slapping away and missing a load of shots. People, you be in there with Cinnamon Bun slapping away, missing shots. He's just going to stand spark in front of you and whack you. Crawford in there like throwing these catty shots. He weren't digging them. A few of the uppercuts towards the end were digging, but he was slapping away. And I mean, How are you going to keep off another stone heavier Carrot Top, who in my opinion is another level above Madrimov? Anyway, this is the quote here from Turkey, who showed, but basically this tells you why that tweet came out saying forget about cinnamon bun.
Do you think Terence Crawford's going to get the knockout?
Yeah, in the 8th round.
In the 8th round? Yeah. Okay, there you heard it. Terence Crawford getting the knockout in the 8th round. His Excellency, thank you very much.
It says he expects Terence Crawford to get the knockout in the 8th round. Well, we all know that didn't happen. Hence why this tweet came out, people. Yeah, he don't want it no more. And I think, no, really, if I'm honest, I don't think Crawford really wants it because he thinks he can win anymore. Because if Crawford thought he could win against Cinnamon Bun, he'd have shown us something with Madrimov. He'd have shown us that class, if that makes sense. Yeah, if you're shook getting in there with Madrimov and you're politicking with your butt flapping for 11 rounds with a man who's a stone smaller and nowhere near the quality of Carrot Top, you ain't really showing us that you really want it. You're showing us you want a payday. You're not really showing you want the action, you want the work. Yeah, because Crawford needs to be in there with 154, a stone lighter, and nowhere near the pound for pound list, Madrimov. He needs to be in there pressing Madrimov, not backing up like Shakur Sleepmanson. Pressing Madrimov, touching him all over, and showing that size is just a number. Instead, he showed that size actually matters because you was shook. Until the 12th round, you ain't do nothing. See you take one step forward. You just pot shotting and running, and it wasn't even clean pot shot, and you was getting getting pot right in your chops. So forget about that one for now. Anyway, people, let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe. Look for the bell, 100%. I'll doubt about it. Stop it.